All right, Turbo Camaro, more bodywork progress. So in the last video seen, we got it all in primer. Since we've just been block sanding it. Honestly, Josh has been block sanding it. I did a little bit on the spoiler and a couple small things, but he's really kicked butt on blocking this car out. So the car's completely blocked. This was that filler primer, that high build stuff. So all that's blocked out. Then yesterday we went back and we had a few spots that we broke through that we wanted to add some more. So we did that yesterday, and actually a couple of those spots didn't set up all the way because it got real cold in here last night. So we sanded that back out and then added some more today and got that resanded out. So Josh took care of that, but everything's looking really good. Hood looks great. The car looks great. I'm excited to get some color on this, but the next process is going to be, we just took it outside and kind of cleaned it off, is basically clean all the dust off, clean all the tape off, just make sure there's no dust or foreign material in the air or on the floor, so get all that swept up, and then we're going to remask a lot of the car. Not going to say everything, but a lot of the car is going to get remasked, and then we're going to do the sealer primer. Then right after the sealer primer, if all that goes perfect, we'll go ahead and start laying color to this. So it's getting pretty close. Our goal for tonight is just get everything kind of cleaned off, swept up, get everything remasked, and just get ready for that sealer primer. So hopefully we'll be doing the sealer primer in the morning, and then kind of directly following that, we'll start putting the color to it. So you don't want to have a big window in between the sealer primer and the color, so that's why we're going to wait until tomorrow morning. Is we could do the sealer primer tonight in theory and then do the color in the morning, but you don't want to do that. What we want to do is do the sealer primer and then kind of within an hour be putting the color down on top of that. That doesn't always work because sometimes you might get a run in the sealer primer or something like that, so you have to sand that out and then go over it with your color. And some people will block out the sealer primer and then go over it with your color. So there's a lot of options there. We're going to see how it lays out and kind of make a decision from there. But I'm really excited. I'm really happy with it. These quarters are looking great. Man, it looks really good. So I'm excited. There's still a lot to do, but the progress is coming where you can really see it. Once you get some color to it, you really feel like you're getting somewhere. Now after we get the sealer primer on it and the color on it, then it's going to become the clear. Once we get the clear on it, then there's going to be a lot of wet sanding and buffing from there, which takes a good amount of time. But that's all exciting stuff. It's still really time consuming, but that's the more exciting step. So I'm excited. It's coming along really well. Yeah, this thing is looking good. So all these little spots are fixed up. These doors are looking great. We got the inside of them. You can't even tell where it was ever worked before. I think what we're gonna do is black out the top portion of this door, both on the inside and the outside. I think it'll just give it a good contrast, and it'll also help hide that framing behind the tent. Before this was body color, so it stuck out a little bit, but it didn't bother me. But just doing this in black, I'll probably just do like that matte black or trim black on that. That'll just help hide it a little bit. And then the other idea I had, which I'm just gonna have to play with it, is I'm gonna try to heat up the window, that Lexan, and try to get a little bit of shape in it for it's not putting any tension on this door frame, for it's kind of molded to it. Now we'll see how that works. I've never really tried that before, so it's gonna be a little bit of trial and error there, and I might find that it doesn't work the way I want. But yeah, this front bumper, it's looking really good. We had this spot here that was really low, and I'll have to talk with Josh and see exactly how he took care of that, but that's looking really good, so I'm happy with that. Again, this is a Chinese whatever bumper, so I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but it looks way better than the other one that I had looked. So happy with that, happy with this hood. I cannot tell where that repair was done, so that's looking awesome. If I didn't know better, I would never have known this hood was repaired. So doing really good, man. I'm really excited with all this progress, and if you guys have any questions about it, just comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep it saucy. All right, we got the sealer primer going down right now. We've got everything taped off, masked off. We've got the shop up to good temperature. It's about 74. We've got the fans going. We got the filter drawing in fresh air. Fan pulling it out over there. And Josh is just laying down the sealer primer right now. So I'm gonna throw on my mask and just kind of show you guys what this is laying out like. laying out really well, looking good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and clip this off right here for right now, and I'll check back in with you guys once we get some more laid down. All right, Josh got the sealer primer laid down, so we've got that all covered. It all looks pretty good. We've got a little bit of stuff here and there, but we're gonna see how it turns out once it's completely dry. But other than that, it laid out really well. I'm happy with that. Just gotta see what those little spots, kind of what they look like when they dry. You can kind of see it right there. So see how that turns out, but it's all in sealer primer now, so we're just gonna let this dry and then see what we got to work with, and then start laying down the base. So excited for the next step, but we just gotta kind of let this paint dry here. But everything's covered. It's looking really good. Everything laid down really nice, so happy about that. Excited to get to the next step, but just waiting on paint to dry. So just figured I'd show you guys where we're at with it, and this will be a wrap for the sealer primer. All right, we got the base coat going down. We're just kind of lightly dusting it on there right now. The reason is we had sanded the sealer primer and kind of just 600 gridded it in a couple of spots where we got more aggressive. When we went to lay the base on a little bit heavy, it reacted in a couple spots. So we went back and sanded those spots out, and now we're just kind of dusting on our base layer, and it seems to be going pretty good for us. So happy to see that. Was a little bit nervous there for a minute because we had just kind of shot some of the jam areas and just got to the top of that one fender and it reacted. So we hit the brakes and had to come up with a plan. And so far so good. It seems like we just kind of let the primer cure a little longer because we opened up the pores, so we gave that about an hour. And then we're just lightly dusting on our first layer here, and then we'll get more aggressive with it as we go. But when we opened up that sealer primer, I guess it wasn't quite cured enough once we had sanded on it. So that seemed to be what had happened. It looks pretty good now. So far so good. We're gonna keep going at this thing. And yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out. Just wanted to update you guys with how everything's laying out and how it's looking. Josh is laying it down on the hood right now, and we'll get this thing going. All right, we got the car in base, so all the base coat is down. We're getting ready to start clearing it. Just tack ragged the whole car. Having a little bit of trouble keeping heat in here. We're getting ready to turn on the fan for that. Got a little spider hanging out here. He's got to go. But yeah, it's going pretty well. We had that little bit of reaction early on, but we were able to kind of lightly missed the car and build up on our coats, and everything went pretty good since then. So we got that taken care of. We got the hood all masked off, and we got the black sprayed on there. So Josh is just pulling all the masking off of that right now. And then we're getting ready to throw some clear down. We've been going on it since, I don't know, like 8:30 this morning. It's probably like 1:30 at night right now, so, or 1:30 in the morning. So we had a bit of a long day, but we're definitely getting it knocked out. We're hoping to get this clear laid down and then call it a night and just let it harden up and cure tomorrow. We're not going to touch it tomorrow. So here shortly we're going to start laying this clear down, and I'm excited. We've been powering through it, and we had some obstacles and had to definitely fight through some of those obstacles, but we're getting it, and it's coming out good. So excited to see this clear, and excited to get this stuff laid down. So that'll be it for tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep it saucy. All right, we got the turbo Camaro painted tonight, or this morning. It's like 4:20, something like that in the morning. It came out really good. I'm really happy with it. The clear laid out really well. We got a little bit of bullshit in the paint, but that's kind of as to be expected. Nothing crazy. That'll all kind of wet sand and buff out, but I'm really happy with the way it laid out. It looks really good. Color's definitely gonna pop more than what it ever has. It's looking really good, so I'm excited, happy we got all the paint down on it now. Now it's just gonna be the wet sanding and buffing, but man, it's looking good, so I am excited for that. It's been a long day, but it is definitely worth it, definitely looking good. We just got to go to the next step. We're gonna take today off the rest of the day and just let this cure up, but man, Josh knocked it out of the park. It's looking really good. I've never seen this color look this good, so really happy with it, really excited for the next step, but just wanted to show you guys where we're at with it, and I think that'll be it for